Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, we are back on the public test server as I want to show you all the new 4-star legendary effects. Just keep in mind, it is a test server so they can change. At least some of them I hope will change as currently not good, but some of them are super awesome. So let's start from power armor 4-star mods. There are weapons too, regular armor as well, we'll cover them all. First, overloaders. This was super cool and interesting. 10% chance to trigger EMP pulse when hit. 50% on full stack, dealing 50 energy damage to nearby enemies for 5 seconds. So I do have full stack, full armor, and on top of that I did equip Demolition Expert and Grenadier to boost it, and it's nice and sunny day, which is important. Otherwise, inside West Tech I don't want to show that as it's kind of a fireworks show, you will see. That's the fireworks show you can expect from this effect. In first person view, it's less blinding to self, but still, like, that's a fireworks show. The damage is being done though, and look at the radius. The radius is great, the damage is solid, and I unequip Ricochet or other effects to don't mix them, so you can see this particular effect in action. It's a true EMP fireworks show. Those super mutants are being staggered and damaged, and if you need something to improve your don't hit yourself build, this is it. This is it. Look at that. This is insane. Super powerful. I like it, although I would prefer the visuals to be tuned down a little bit. The blinding effect is a little bit much for my taste, but as always, let me know what you think about all of those 4-star effects and which one you like the most. There is more of them. There is another one that it requires a longer video and showcase. I will do it later, but Choo-Choo have been upgraded. So that's a reworked effect. The Choo-Choo gives you now 1 rank to Pain Train and additional bleed damage on top of the ranking up of the Pain Train, and Pain Train itself was changed, and now it does count as an armed melee attack. You know what that means? You can build it towards the Iron Fist power armor build, and it's great. It's super powerful. It can kill most of regular enemies by just sprinting through them. Super cool one. Then we do have a Stagger Proof that I was testing. Unfortunately, Stagger Proof is disappointing. It looks very awesome on paper, 80% immunity to staggers, but in practice, what it does in practice, I was testing that, and basically, instead of being staggered every 10 seconds, with full set of Stagger Proof, you are staggered every 15 seconds. It is an improvement, but is that worth a full set of 4-star legendaries? I don't think so. Then we have another EMP base. This one is Voltaic. Sprinting builds up a charge and releases EMP shockwave when you stop that stuns and deals energy damage to nearby enemies. And I do have full set to show you. And it does require a little bit of continuous sprint, so you can see I'm sprinting now, and you will see when the effect activates, when I will be now. Now I have electric charge, and if I stop sprinting, even if I still run, it releases the charge. So that's how it works. It releases the charge when you stop sprinting. You don't need to fully stop, you just need to stop sprinting. And that releases the charge. That's quite significant damage. How useful this one is, I'm not 100% sure. I think the fireworks show that activates when you are being hit is way more usable. And this is equally blinding as you may expect. The Rejuvenators effect was redone too, but to show you how it works, I will need to change to a human character, so I will show you Rejuvenators after update plus, as I'm here a ghoul. And bad news for ghouls, 4-star Rejuvenators with proposed changes do not work at all. I hope this can be changed. I'm against this change, to be clear, as you can see. How would I be for it if I'm a ghoul? And I do have a full set of Rejuvenators power armor in my inventory. For the regular armor set, this is quite cool one, the new one, and first for regular armor that can offer some damage reflection. Return 10% of ballistic and explosive damage received from an enemy target back towards them. 50% on full stack, which means a full armor set, what I do have in here, it's called Rebounders. So let's see Rebounders in action. So we do have super mutants in here for some Rebounders action, but they do need to start firing at me, and they are. And you can see effect on armor and the damage being applied to them. Is it missing all? Are you missing all the shots? Please hit accurately. I want to show more damage. Okay, maybe this one can. Okay, you do it. Oh, now you can see it. So this one is successful in hitting me, and it's reflecting the damage back on it. The damage reflected depends how much they do. It does work on melee attacks too. So in case of being attacked by melee, it does reflect as well. And look at that. Brutalist weapon special spell. 10 strength. I charged that at the time I was showcasing all of that because I'm holding a weapon with new 4-star legendary effect called Brutalist. Each kill gives +1 strength for 5 minutes, maximum 10. This is super cool. It doesn't matter how you achieve the kill as long as you are holding the weapon. And what's even more important, if you switch the weapon, when you do have those stacks, the strength bonus persists. So you are allowed to switch the weapon and keep your strength bonus. That does work for a significant amount of time. It's 5 minutes. That's one of the best stacking effects just because of this duration. It's decent duration, so you don't need to continuously keep going and keep going in order to have this effect. It lets you have like 5-minute break. Couple more effects to cover. So to see them, if you want to know how to see the new effects on the public test server if you are testing, so if you open 4-star legendary mods and press V to toggle unlockable, that's how you are able to see all the new effects like the Brutalist that I just showcased. Crusaders is another new one for armor and power armor, unfortunately very underwhelming. I was wondering how it's working and I tested that, and it looks like it's literally just giving you 1 special point for 1 piece of armor, which means if you equip this 4-star effect on 1 piece of armor, you will get +1 charisma. There is extra bonus if you have all 5 pieces. That gives you +1 to all special. It's still so weak that it's weaker than special on the 2nd star, and it's way weaker than special on unyielding. Like it's 16 times weaker or so than unyielding. Therefore, yeah. It's not really good at this moment. I hope it will be changed. In my opinion, it should be giving +1 to all special per piece. And not +1 random special per piece. Metabolic, this one is currently bugged on the public test server, so I cannot fully test. Only 1 piece will work, and it does extend the duration of bubbleheads by 5%. It doesn't stack anymore as it's broken. In the same time, I think the effect is too little. Full set should be doubling the duration of bubbleheads, magazines, and so on. 5% per piece, that's not it. That's not it. Full set should be doubling. Overloaders, I already showed you. Rebounders, that's the one that I was showcasing on regular armor, and it's only for regular armor. That cannot be applied to power armor. Power armor already have a similar one, like reflective is for power armor. There's a little bit of difference between them, but not much. Rejuvenators, we are jumping in a second to show you the changes. Doesn't work on ghouls at all, no. Ruiners. This one I didn't showcase on enemies as it's hard to do. At this moment, the floating damage numbers that you see on the screen do not align with this effect, so are completely misaligned and do not represent this effect. But I was able to figure out what it does. So basically, as it says, 5% chance to do 500 extra damage for every 5 luck. So for easy calculation, it's 1% and 100 damage per 1 luck. That's if you want to do easy calculation. It does go up both a chance and the damage. So let's assume some realistic scenario. Character with 30 luck will have, with 30 luck, you will have 30% chance to do 3000 damage in addition to your normal damage with a single shot. But it only works on real single shot weapons, what means After every shot, the weapon reload, therefore bow, crossbow, black powder without quad. If you add quad, it's no longer counting, so it must be one-shot weapon, one shot only and reload. Very powerful, but for very specific weapons. Satiated, so you can basically satisfy your hunger and thirst while killing enemies. If you don't want to eat, just fight. Sightseer. Range and damage when aiming down sight. Quite cool. Keep in mind the damage bonus is additive, so not as awesome as it could have been if that would be a multiplier, but most of the damage bonuses are additive, so that's in line with them. 50% extra additive damage. And range is way more important on this patch, as most weapons lost a lot and damage drop-off is way more significant. So this is a really good effect for snipers. Sightseer. Stagger Proof, we already went over that, not good. And last one is Voltaic. That's the second one with EMP. What do you think in general about EMP, outside of the fact that it's very blinding? And now, let me show you Rejuvenators. Rejuvenators, I do have a full set in here, and there is a little tiny bit of good news for some of you. There is one case scenario when Rejuvenators is stronger than on live game version. Unfortunately, only one case scenario. Let me know if you are the one that will benefit. I bet there is some. I bet at least one person must be there. So what it does now, gain health and action point regeneration, so this effect is the same as on live, but as you fill your hunger and thirst meter, so it's tied up now with your hunger and thirst meter, so they need to be top up. If you check, if it's not really full, the effect will be weakened. How is tied up? Let me show you. So I'm partially hydrated and fully fed. So the effect now, you see what's new, fully fed. I have 15 health per second, and I do have 5 AP per second. Less because I'm not fully hydrated. What it does on the live game version, the full set of Rejuvenators on the live game is providing 25 health per second and 25 AP per second. So you can see that is less. If I pop now, let's say Perfect Bubblegum to top up those bars, the effect now is 15 AP per second and 15 health per second. It can be further boosted because it's tied up to fully fed, fully hydrated. It can be further boosted by Rejuvenated perk. It does stack with it. So if I equip Rejuvenated perk, and important on Rejuvenated perk, if you have less than 10% rads, this perk is stronger. I'm currently in bloodied range, very low health, and in this case scenario, I'm getting 20 health per second, so close to what it does on live, and 20 AP per second, so close to what it does on live game version. If I do remove radiation, after removal of radiation, the effect updates to 30 health per second and 30 AP per second, which is now the case scenario when Rejuvenators is stronger than on live game version by 5 extra AP and HP regeneration. How it works, if I'm using a jetpack, you can see it, that's the same hard AP and health regeneration that will persist. If I use VATS, if I'm using jetpack, it's kicking it all the time, it cannot be stopped, it works in VATS, and it's now a little bit stronger than on live. But generally, all those changes together, I consider that a heavy nerf to Rejuvenators, as ghouls cannot use it at all. And for bloodied builds, it's a little bit weaker, and you need to keep in mind your hydration bar must be full. In case of full health builds, slightly stronger. But again, you need to remember about filling up your hydration and food. If you don't do that, the effect will slowly be getting lost. And that being said, those are all the changes. Thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.